Hello and welcome to ESL Revolution, everyone. I am your content creator and professor, Dr. B. Not a real doctor. I hope you're all doing very, very well, and welcome back to part 3 of Operative Medicine Line review. Not review, but class overview, I guess. We have done 2 parts so far. We've done the general overview. Part 2, we have done the utilities and passives, and part 3 today we are going to be hitting upon gearing. We're going to be looking at rotation and energy management. Okay, so we're going to be touching on those 3 things over the course of this video. If you have not already done so, hit the sub button, hit the notification button. We have storyline videos Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we have class videos coming out every Tuesday. It was originally Tuesday, Thursday, but my schedule was just a bit too tight for that, so we're going to go Tuesday for the uploads for the class videos. So those videos will be done in smaller sections, so each video will be 3 parts, and I will be uploading all 3 parts at one time, so you can watch them all together. It doesn't make any sense, of course, to have a class video, kind of done over the course of 3 weeks. That to me just seems kind of silly. So I will do a 3 video dump on Tuesday, talking about the classes. So this video finishes the medicine line, and then the next video, that series that I'm going to be doing, will be the ruffian and lethality line here for the operative. So we're going to be staying with the operative for 2 more sessions. The operative and the scoundrel, we're going to be talking about those 2 as well, primarily because those are the lines that I use for the operative or the scoundrel. I don't really use the scrapper concealment line all that much. However, put a notice in below if you do want to have that video uploaded, and if there is interest, then I would certainly go ahead and do that anyway. Take a little bit of time to organize, but I think I can manage it. I think I can do it. For you, of course, I can do it. All right. So let's first of all, let's get into our gear. All right, getting right into things here. And I'm going to bring up this as well. I'll tell you why in a second. So, let's do this. There we go. All right, get our buff on properly. And we've got 2 hours of that left, so we're good to go. All right. So for the operative line, there is one. Let's see. Hang on. Let me move that over there. Sorry about that. There are 2 sets that I want to talk about that I believe will have benefit to the operative healer. One, I think, more than others. One more than the other, but I think both of them have their place. So I am going to touch on both of them. As I have in other videos, I just want to do, again, a big shout out to Merlin Swartor Guides. I talked to him in email about 3 months ago and gave me the okay to use his guide to create these videos. So he had actually told me that he wanted to make these guides and just never was able to get around to it. So big shout out to him. I'd also like to shout out Volk as well. He's a big content producer, and I've looked at his guides as well. So shout out to both of them as kind of foundational starting points to these videos. Okay, now that we have that aside, let's jump into gearing. Now, we're going to, as it stands right now, the best in slot gear for the operative, whether that is concealment, whether that is lethality or whether that is medicine is in fact the tactician's jacket, or the tactician's set. All right. So you are able to actually use for any of the 3 lines, the any of the 3 combat proficiency lines. You can use 1 set of gear or 1 gear set for all 3 of those. Now, there's some caveat to that, which I will get into, but essentially the tactician's line is, the tactician's gear is what you're going to be using. Now, that is traditionally held as the best in slot. So let me review this here. So, 2 pieces, you get +2 to mastery. Not going to worry about that because for most content, the mastery isn't going to matter because you're going to be leveled down to a level 70 anyway, even if you're level 75, so your stats are going to go down. You probably noticed this if you're running like a flashpoint, let's say. You'll be either leveled down to 70 or leveled up to 70, depending on where you are. Now, 4-set bonus. This is a big one. Gaining a tactical advantage increases your crit chance by 10% for 10 seconds. This effect can only occur once every 18 seconds. In addition, Tactical Overdrive resets the cooldown of Sever Tendon and Toxin Screen. Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. So, when you gain a tactical advantage, as you know, if I do this and I go into stealth and I pop out of stealth, boom, I have tactical, I have it right there. And if you see this, critical tactics, crit chance increased, okay? So this can be very, very effective, especially at the beginning when you first start combat. Of course, having your crit increased anytime during combat is great. But, sometimes you get those big hits, and that critical is a very, very nice thing to go up. Now, you can see here I'm standing just regularly. I'm at 45%. That's probably about 18 now. So if I go into stealth, and there's my thing there, I now go up to 55% crit chance, okay? So it is shown on the actual on your stat window, so you can see when that happens. So a very, very nice thing to have going for you. Now that means that every time you get a tactical advantage, every 18 seconds you will have a crit chance. Now apparently you will actually be able to have that crit chance up fairly frequently because you're going to be you're actually going to be able to create tactical advantages fairly quickly with this set. Okay, so that's the 4-set bonus. The other thing in here, in addition, Tactical Overdrive resets the cooldowns of Sever Tendon and Toxin Screen. Okay, so here's our Toxin Screen. That's a 10-second cooldown, and if I hit... Where's my Tactical Overdrive? Where did I put it? Oh my god, it's not here. I think I screwed that up a little bit, didn't I? Yes, I did. There we go. Let me just put it on here for... Oh, no. There it is. Okay, never mind. It is there. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so if I hit the talk screen, okay, so with this set, if I hit talk screen, gives me a cooldown. If I hit this, it negates the cooldown, and I can do it again. All right. Now, in all honesty, I don't know how necessary it is to actually use that all the time. A 10-second cooldown doesn't seem to be that bad, but I'm sure that at higher levels, that is a good thing to have. Okay, so that is the 4-set bonus. 6-set bonus, Tactical Advantage gets an additional stack. Okay, now normally you would have a stack of 3. You get an additional stack. Now you have 4. Okay, you need Tactical Advantage for Surgical Probe. You need it for Culto Infusion. So if you have You need it for tactical superiority. So if you have enough running, you are able to use some of your bigger heals, not necessarily bigger heals, but some of your skills that are kind of blocked by tactical advantage. You'll have those more often. So very nice to have indeed. Having a tactical advantage increases your damage and healing by 5%. Now, this is another thing too that let's do this. So because of the set, my healing and my damage is increased. Now, my understanding is that I need 2 tactical advantage in order to get that. I could be wrong, but let's put, so I'm in stealth. Now I'm there. Crit chance increased. And because of that, my damage and healing is increased. Now, I don't see anything stat-wise that is there, but yeah, I don't see any markers in there, but it is increased. I think once you get to 2, you're okay. Once you get to 3, it doesn't keep going, if memory serves correctly. So once you get 2, then you get the 5%. If you get 3, you don't get 7.5%. Okay, it's not cumulative in that regard. You just have 5 for damage and healing. Now, the reason why this is a good set for both DPS and healing is because of that tactical advantage giving you that extra 5% damage or healing. So that's why this set can be particularly nasty when it comes to damage as well. Okay, so that's the set we are using. Now, I did say there was an additional set that I wanted to talk about, and of course, I do want to talk about it, and that is this set right here, which is called Aggressive Treatment. I think the mods are all in there. Yeah, mods are all in there. Now, the Aggressive Treatment set is slightly different. It doesn't provide a damage or healing boost like Tactician's Jacket, or Tactician's, which is why a lot of people prefer it. However, I think in certain circumstances, the Aggressive Treatment set can be definitely beneficial to have in your inventory. You may not use it all that often, but it does have some advantages. Number 1, Toxic Haze becomes a heal. Okay, so this skill right here executes a tactical advantage to hurl a canister that fills a target. Okay, now essentially when I'm using that set, the Toxic Haze becomes a heal. So I'm going to swap my stuff out here just very quickly so I can show you. Okay, now it says poisonous gas. Okay, so let me do this. And let me do this. And there's Toxic Haze. Now you see that that's healing now. Normally that would be damaging, but it's actually giving me a heal. So I have, let me just back this off here. Okay, so with this, I now have, now you notice I switched the sets and it's not healing anymore. It's going back to its damage roots. Okay, so so that's the first thing that this set does, is that it, or the second thing actually, it removes the energy cost. So instead of 15 energy, this becomes free energy, or it becomes a free skill, and I get to heal with it. So this skill, Toxic Haze, becomes similar enough to this one, which is Culto Waves. Now, Culto Waves has more ticks. I believe it's 4, and the Toxic Haze has 3. However, when you put the Culto Waves together, and you put the Toxic Haze together, and you put the Recuperative Nanotech together, you're getting a lot of AoE heals. So this set particularly would be helpful in when you're in an AoE rich environment and you really need to pop out those heals. So I'm just going to show you here. Let's swap these out. Ooh, and look at that. My critical has actually gone up for some reason. I'm not sure why. Wow, it did too. It went up by 2%. That's because... I don't know why that is. Interesting. I'm going to have to take a look at that because my stats are different. Okay, so let me go into stealth here. The reason I go into stealth is because that automatically gives me, when I pop back out of stealth, it gives me 2 tactical advantage. Boom. I'm going to drop this one. Going to drop this one. Going to drop that one. Now I've got all of that AoE healing going on simultaneously. Hit that one. Hit that one. Hit that one. And so, you know, if I've got a group kind of puddled up, kind of close to me, and that we're kind of all balled up in a group behind a boss, being able to drop those 3 can be very, very effective. Now, the other thing I wanted to note about this is that you can see I am not running medtech on this in this set. I'm actually running periodic restoration. Why is that? Periodic restoration allows my AoE hot specific skills, those 3 that I just said, plus my Culto probe, allows those ticks to be about 20% larger than normal. And I forgot to do something because I need to switch my regenerative waves with this one as well. So let's do that one. Now, my Culto consumes a tactical advantage, so it becomes now. Let me just show you here what diagnostic. Okay, so you can see here. Channeled, and if I do this, watch my health, watch my power. It consumes 28, what is it, 28 energy over the course of the entire channel. Okay, but if I do this and I put regenerative waves there, now I need a tactical advantage instead. Boom, now that comes up. Now watch my... Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. It should have negated my power, and it didn't. Oh, I wonder if that's a bug. Maybe it is. We'll have to check that out. That's a note for me to remember. It shouldn't actually be using any power at all. But this does give me 20% more per tick. So again, if I'm really wanting to maximize my my AoE healing ticks, okay, so go into stealth, drop that. There's this. There's that. There's this. Waiting for them to come back. Come on. Oh, requires technical. There we go. And that one. So all of those skills, again, if I've got, you know, this is like a 10-meter range. Okay, so if I've got 3 or 4 or 5 players sitting in that kind of balled up, I'm going to be able to throw out a lot of AoE heals in a very, very short period of time. And you can see that my energy is actually, usage is not that high. So that's a really good combo. Keep that in mind. Again, this is a situational set, but it would be remiss for me not to talk about it. Okay, let's swap back here. There we go. Okay, so that's the set. Now on the in my tactician set, I'm running the med tech. All heal skills are tech based, so I'm running, I believe it's 9.3% increase, and that increases all of the skills across the board. Whereas the aggressive treatment set really is geared toward AoE ticks in an AoE situation. So I get for single target heals, it increases for my AoEs. Okay, everything's going off, and I'm getting that 10% across the board. Okay, so not 10%, 9.3%. So that includes medtech on the offhand and main hand, plus all 6 pieces and your amplified champion set. The reason why you're using a different piece, you'll notice it says 6 of 7. You only need 6 for the full benefit of the set bonus. So you can go with an amplified champion, which I did here, and the reason is because I can actually get it took me forever to get that 30%. I think 40% is the max that you can get, or 0.4%, I believe. Where is it? Medtech, yeah. So you can only get 0.4% as a max increase. So 0.3. Okay, it's not too bad. It cost me tons to get it though. But that's why you wear that amplified set, that one piece, and you're good to go there. Okay, that's the armor. Those are the 2 armor sets that I recommend. We've talked about the armorings with medtech, and then the armorings as periodic restoration for the aggressive treatment. Now, the other thing that I want to mention specifically is stat related, and that has to do with alacrity. Now, in this guild that I have right now, I am not running a zeal bonus. I don't have enough of these command rooms opened yet on imp side in order to do that. However, the zeal set bonus is very, very handy if you have it, because this provides an additional 5% to alacrity across the board. So you can see here, it says alacrity rating. Underneath that, it will say alacrity bonus, which of course we don't have, and that will give you a flat 5%. Now, why is this important? Well, right now I'm running 1.4 global cooldown. All right, so instead of my skills going for instead of this here, these line, you can see that line there. Okay, so instead of 1.5, it now cools down in 1.4 seconds and allows me to hit the next skill. However, if I increase my alacrity enough, I can get that down to 1.3. It means my global cooldown's faster, which is very, very nice. And it also allows my channeled skills to go off faster, which is also very nice as well. Now, why is that important? Because with that 5% bonus as an operative healer, we can get to the 1.3 global cooldown without sacrificing a whole lot of critical, and that is so very nice. So we can have a high crit rating with a 1.3 cooldown, 1.3 second cooldown, which allows us to heal faster. Okay, so that is a very nice thing. And of course, we do also have this skill right here. This is the little clicky that I have right here, and this increases our alacrity for 30 seconds by 2300. So very nice there. Now, the other reason, let me give you the numbers here. Okay, I've got them written down. So with the Zeal perk, of course, I don't have that now, but with the Zeal perk, in order to get a 1.4 second global cooldown, I would need 331 alacrity. If I get the 1.3 second global cooldown, I need 1,895 alacrity in order to get this to 1.3. It's also going to change my regen rate up to, I think I've got mine at like 1900 and something, and it puts me at a regen rate of 6.9, I believe, 6.9%, 6.9. So so that gives me a little bit more energy regen per second. Now, if you don't have the zeal bonus, do not in any way, shape, or form try to get the 1.3 second global cooldown. You are simply not going to be effective at all. Your alacrity with no guild perk, you're going to need 3,207 alacrity, which basically makes your operative heal like a wet noodle. It's just not going to work effectively, so don't do that. So get to one of those two breakpoints, either 1213 if you don't have if you don't have the guild perk, or 1895 if you have the zeal perk. Get to those two breakpoints and then dump the rest of your tertiary stats into crit rating. Okay, so you can see here critical rating, critical rating, critical, 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 critical. Okay, you want to be doing that. Critical here, critical here. Now over here, in terms of actual alacrity, I'm using the earpiece and the 2 implants. And I'm using critical with them as well, because the reason I'm doing that is because that actually puts me over the 1.4 second global cooldown, so I don't need to do any more. So these 3, no problem. That's all you need. And I've added crit. What are they? Crit augments. Thank you. Crit augments to these 3 pieces as well. Okay, so that's how I play it. Yes, it is a little bit above, but it's just I'm not worried about that too much. It's not a concern to me. Crit rating here and crit rating here. Okay, so that's the breakdown of the stats and where I think you should be shooting for as much as you can. Now you're also going to notice this right here, because this might seem weird. Hey, Dr. B, why do you have 102.73% accuracy? That's because I'm running the advanced stim, which gives me accuracy and critical. Okay, so it gives me a little bit of a crit. It's not much, but it's enough. Actually, that gives me 109. So that is almost the same amount of crit that I would get from an augment. Okay, so it's it's like having a free augment. But the reason I use it as well is because there are times right here when I'm going to need to interrupt, and that extra little bit of accuracy can make the difference between making or breaking that interrupt. Okay, because as a healer, I don't want my interrupts to fail, and that does give me a little bit extra to help me not miss those interrupts on a boss should I need to. Okay, now energy management. Okay, now this is let me talk about before we get there, let me talk about, because we are doing gear, let me talk about the tactical sets, or the tacticals. You can see here I've got 3 down here. I've got 2 DPS and I've got 3 heals. Let me just review those very quickly. The diagnostic probe is going to be probably 90% of what you do. The reason why this is because activating your surgical probe reduces the activation time of Culto injection by 0.25%. Okay, so this one here reduces this one. Okay, Culto injection. Now you can see here 0.86 seconds. Okay, so that's what it is there. Now, if I go into stealth, I'm going to get my tactical advantage. Boom, I'm going to hit that. Okay, 1.86. I'm going to hit this, and now it's at 1.63. Boom. So that allows me to use that Culto injection a lot faster. Okay, nothing there. Hit that one. Hit that one. and it speeds it up. Okay, really, really nice. Okay, so that does allow me to use that skill more often because of that 0.25 second. Now, here's the other thing. At 3 stacks, Call to Injection activates instantly and consumes all stacks. Now, how do I do that? Well, let me go back into here. Break out of there. I got my 4. Okay, now, Surgical Probe. 1. You see that right there? 2. 3. I have 3 stacks right there. Now watch what I do. Boom. Instant. Okay, so this allows me to actually have my Call to Injection instead of channeled and activated. It knocks that right out. So if I'm in a situation, 1, 2, 3, boom. Okay, hit a diagnostic scan, increase my power, and I'm back up at full. Okay, so that can definitely be a really good help in terms of a single target heal, where I'm I need to pop something on the tank. I can hit those, and that will bring a tank up very, very quickly. 1, 2, 3. Throw my injection. Boom, and ready to go again. Okay, so that's going to be the main one that you use, and yeah, that's it for that one. Now, I did talk about regen waves before because it allows me to use a tactical advantage and heals 20% more per tick. So, you know, that can be one that works with your aggressive treatment set. Surgical Probe always, or Critical Surgery, this one here, I do have it here, although I've never really used it, but it's there as a just in case. Surgical Probe always critically heals a target below 50%. Now, as an operative healer, if you've got somebody below 50%, you're in trouble, because they're taking big damage and you're not able to sustain them well. So this one here actually runs a little bit counterintuitive to how we heal, generally speaking. This one here actually almost seems like it would fit better to a with a command with a merc healer or the other one, I can't remember the name of it, the sword healer, right? But you know, it is what it is. It's there because it's there because, you know, I'd hate to be in a situation where I'm healing and I don't have it there because I decided it wasn't important enough. Well, it's there anyway. Now, I do also have the Life Warden. Taking damage below 20% health will rapidly heal you for a large amount. Basically, this pops me up to full health every 10 minutes. And if I was in a really desperate situation, I might actually think about using this one. Again, that's personal preference. I probably, if I'm going below that much health, I'm probably doing something stupid myself, like standing in a red bubble that I shouldn't be. So that's the tacticals there. These other two I'm not going to talk about because those are my DPS ones. So let's forego those ones. Now, the last thing I want to talk about here is the healing combinations. Okay. Now, healing in terms of a operative is fairly proactive. Okay. We are reacting to damage that has happened, or we are reacting to damage that will happen. Okay, that's the proactive aspect. So if we know in a boss fight at 75%, the boss is going to put out X damage, and we know that's coming. At 76%, when that boss hits it, I can target the tank and upload those ticks to the tank, and that will kind of help the tank survive some of that damage. Okay, but what we need to do as healers is to be able to do one of two things effectively. Number one, obviously, don't let people die, and number two, don't allow our energy level to go too low. Because if our energy level goes below 50%, it becomes much, much harder to regen and use our skills, because the regen is not active. It will drop. So what we can do is, and this takes practice, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not as efficient as I sound. Right? When I'm doing this, I'm not as efficient as I sound. It's a work in progress for me, as I hope it is for you as well. Now, if we have this skill on us, okay, I'm now reduced by 6% because I have that skill. Plus, in my passive, I have another 5%, so I'm now having 11% damage mitigation right off the bat on me. Okay, so it's a great skill to have. But this one right here, number 2, diagnostic, that will regen my energy faster. Okay, so if I'm at like 50, 60% energy, I can hit 1, 2, and I'm back almost at full energy. Okay, that's how fast. So if I have a little lull, like I know that the damage is there, but it's not too bad, if I hit 2 of those skills right in a row at 2, I should be able to get back to 100% in order to prepare for the next potential incoming damage. Okay, now, the next one that we can do is when we need to do a little bit more of a burst heal. Okay, this is when we have our tactical advantages. Okay, we're going to use the surgical probe, which refreshes our HOTS. Okay, so let me do, oh, wrong one. Let me do this one here. Okay, so let's see if I can get a tactical advantage. I don't want to use, let's go into here. Okay, so I've got my tactical advantage. Now see this here? Okay, so the cooldown, it's starting to cool down. Now if I hit this one, watch, boom, that gets refreshed. Then I use Call to Heal, or sorry, Call to Infusion. Again, because this here, and I want to, and I'm refreshing again. Then I use this one, my injection, because I've got enough running that, you know, I don't have to worry too much about the cooldown, or the activation skill, so that's fine. I'm doing this. See, I put that one back. Then I've got my Call to Infusion. Then I can hit Surgical Probe again. Then I can hit my injection, right? All the while, I'm keeping my energy fairly fluid. Throw in a diagnostic scan, boom, back up. This one here, this combo, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And you see how I've got them lined up here? I've done that on purpose on my board. So I can hit 4, 5, 6, 4. The reason I do that is because it is a very, very energy efficient combo for healing. Whether it's on myself, whether it's on somebody else in a group, it's very, very good. Single target, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, back again. And if I do notice that my energy is getting low, I do throw in a diagnostic scan at the end of that, just to pop me back up into a good safe zone. Now, next little one that I'd use, okay, is 7899. Okay, 7899. These are just the numbers that I have in my head because it helps me to remember. This is large burst heal. Large burst heal. Okay. Now this one here, Call to Infusion. I need tactical advantage when I'm running this. So go into here, pop out, and I'm going to hit this one. I'm going to hit this one, and I'm going to hit this one. Okay, and then I'm going to hit my diagnostic scan afterwards in order to regen my energy. Why is that? This is single target. Tank is lower. You know, maybe the tank is in the 80% range, and I want to top them up. 7, 8, 9, 9. Diagnostic. Look at my energy. Coming back again. And with those hots on, with these hots, it's allowing to build a cushion on the tank. That can be very, very effective. Okay, now, small combo here. There's a small combo that is very, very effective, and it is very close to being power neutral and tactical advantage neutral. It's 2 skills, call to injection and surgical probe. Call to injection, surgical probe. Why is that? Now you notice I have no TAs running now. Okay, there's no TAs. Hit this one right here. Boom. Get that one. Boom. Bring that one back. Boom. Bring that one. Boom. So that one, you can see my power hardly even moved. Okay? Power hardly even moved, and I get the tactical advantage. Bring that back. Within that, my power comes up almost to 100% again. So those 2 skills, so a 6-4 combo now on my skill bar, a 6-4 combo, that one and that one allows me to be fairly energy neutral. So that's a really good one to have. Now, the last one that I want to talk about is when I need to provide a steady supply of heal, a burst heal rather, to a tank that's taking fairly steady damage. Okay, so it can be kind of a stressful situation, perhaps. So I'm going to be with 2 hots. Okay, so my hots are on, and I'm going to be starting off with my surgical probe, Calto in. Oh, I screwed that up. Sorry. It's going to be surgical probe, call to injection, call to infusion, recuperative nanotech. And that is going to put me in a position where I can heal where the tank is under some stress. The other thing too is that this actually enables me. So I'm going to do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can make that one an instant if I want. You'll notice here that in that I have 2 hots running, and this allows me to maintain my hots on the tank. They will not drop off because of my surgical probe. So those things are always ticking throughout this little run. Okay, so that's how I set it up. Now there's lots of different ways, of course, to manage what your quick bars are. This is just the way I do it. There is nothing set in stone. What I would suggest is do what works for you. That is the important part. Do what works for you. Okay, this has been a much bigger video, and I was not anticipating it to be this long. Holy bejeez. Sorry about the length, but I hope that this does help you understand a little bit more of the nuance, not only of how you heal, what skills you can use in combination, but also your sets and the alternate set as well, plus your tacticals. So thank you very much, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Be well, be safe, wear a mask. Yes, they do work. And we will see you back in-game very, very shortly. May the Force be with you. And remember, Star Wars: The Old Republic is here for us to play. Thanks very much. Have a great night. Peace.